Meanwhile, Phoenix and Wolverine fight over who has the better solo title.
Oh, Wolvie, thanks for coming over to fuck me real quick.
No problem, Jeannie.
It's just, it's just really hard not only being a god, not only being in space, but having the best solo comic book that was ever been written ever. It's really hard. What?
Jeannie, maybe we shouldn't be judging our solo books. I mean, mine's pretty good. Mine's pretty great, actually.
Wolverine, do you need me to read your mind to see what you really think of my solo book? Would that be
all
a
right?
good
No.
idea?
I'll just tell you.
Okay, what?
Your solo book kind of sucks.
How dare you? What are you talking about? I have Paracus.
Who?
Everybody loves. All right, okay, that kind of sucks. But we have what's her name? Adani.
Who?
With the sword.
Jeannie,
it doesn't suck. No, everybody says it's great.
Everybody.
Hello,
Storm.
Gene. It's me, Storm. Hi. I just had to. I heard you guys fucking, and I was listening in, but I decided to come in when I heard you say that you had the best book. Sorry, girl. Your book absolutely sucks.
Storm, how could you? Aurora.
Thank you, Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, have you not read my solo book? My solo book is amazing.
Well, hers is drawn by Lucas Wernack, too. I mean, Jesus Christ, Gene.
Exactly. And I mean, no offense, but Wolverine, yours kind of sucks too. Wendigos? Who cares about Wendigos?
It's classic.
No, but mine's good. I just found out that I was a god.
No, we don't care
fucking
about that anymore.
cares? Nobody cares. Oh my god.
Well, what about me?
Ooh.
Psylocke. I've got a solo album too. Sorry. I think I was Dazzler for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I have a solo comic too. Yeah, mine's the best. Yours all sucks.
Well, mine has me dying. I'm dying. You think you're better than that?
Again. You think they're gonna kill off Storm?
They're not gonna kill off Storm, dummy. I died in mine too, bitch.
Debbie.
Dummy. I said dummy. Fucking Wolverine. We got
Sorry,
your healing factor in your hearing.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Well, okay, well, you're all dying. You have Wendigos. Me, Psylocke, I have senators doing cocaine.
Okay, fair. That's the best.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Amazing. All right.
All right, cool. Let's start the show. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 324 of Comic Book Queers. Wow. Hi, I'm your host, Brett, and with me, as always, is EvilJeff. Hi, EvilJeff.
Hello.
Hello.
You know what that means? We are almost a quarter of 100 episodes on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is, I feel like I'm still learning how to fucking do this right.
I know, right?
Not that we're doing it right. We're not, but we're doing it. Hi.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to say that I love you, and I'm so glad that we're back together after we've taken a little bit of a break.
Yeah. We were going hard and rough.
And
sometimes you need your butthole to heal,
Sometimes you need a refractory. You need a refractory period. Yeah. So did I miss anything fun, EvilJeff, in your life?
I went to a wedding in the Redwoods, and I'd never seen the Redwoods before.
Ooh, they're big, right?
1,000-foot trees. Like, it's crazy. It was very, 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 very beautiful. It was also very, very cold. Having a wedding outside in November in near San Francisco, it was like 45 degrees.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Me, Mr. Sensitive, I had a coat. I had gloves. I was wearing 2 pairs of socks. I had a winter hat. People were like, "What are you doing? This is a wedding. Why aren't you just wearing your suit? No one can see your suit." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm going to be cold."
You're about to find out. This,
by the end of the ceremony, before we went inside,
everybody dead. Yes.
Everybody was like fucking had ice cubes or icicles hanging from their nose, except for
gross.
me.
Disgusting.
Except for me.
What a look.
But Redwoods, I highly recommend it. What about you? Have you?
I don't know. I did something super fun. I treated myself to a little Broadway show. last night. I'm so excited. It's so funny. So we're going to be talking about a certain movie musical in a little bit. But so in the same day, I saw Wicked on the big screen, and I saw Death Becomes Her on the Broadway stage. It's crossed. It's crisscross. They're flipped.
Crisscross. Wait, I saw Beyonce saw a show.
She was just there because
was
it just
she
went
at
from
the same show
previews
as
to
yours?
open. No, I think she was there the night before. Not just Beyonce, Kelly as well.
All of Destiny's Child,
because
to see Michelle,
to support
because
their
they were
girl.
like,
By the
girl,
way,
we didn't think you were going to do anything with your life after Destiny's Child.
Exactly. And let me tell you the ovation that Michelle gets the second she pops on stage. She's the opening number. The second she appears, the crowd went wild. Michelle, never been hotter. They're like, Michelle, can you handle this? And the answer is yes. Oh my God.
After all these years, she's still bootylicious. I mean, one of my best friends saw it in Chicago when it was still going through the previews, and he said it was amazing. So he's like, if it's in previews and they're still changing things and it's this good, he's like, I can't imagine how good it is. It seems
the
amazing.
hype, the crowds. I mean, it was just the crowd. It was a huge theater. It's in the Luntfontein, which is a giant theater. The crowd was electric. And it's so funny how I watched two musicals in one day about two women who are kind of cunty and fabulous, who are frenemies, have magical powers, are fighting over a guy. I'm like, wait, Wicked, Death
and then become
Her?
friends
They're
at the end.
Same thing, and then become friends at the end. Popular. The song Popular from Death Becomes Her was so good. Wait,
there's a song called Popular from Death Becomes Her?
I'm just kidding. I'm getting confused.
Well, also Megan Hilty, who plays Madeline Ashton.
She plays Madeline Ashton.
She played Glinda on Broadway in Wicked.
Listen, the commonalities are intense. Her bio, I texted you a photo I took of it. Her bio in the playbill is Meryl Streep's bio. She's like, film credits include Sophie's Choice, Kramer versus Kramer.
That is fucking amazing. That is so funny. That she also knows that she's so famous as a Broadway star on her own that she doesn't even need to put her own credits in it. She'd rather just do a bit.
It's a very Madeline Ashton thing to do.
What's the other girl? Did the other girl do Goldie Hawn?
Wait, can I tell you? I am obsessed with the other person. So her name is Jennifer Simard. She's been twice nominated for Tonys in previous shows. She was my favorite. Like, Megan Hilty she's so good. She's so good at like doing Meryl Streep from the movie, but Jennifer Simard kind of takes a departure from Goldie Hawn, or like does her own thing. There's touches of Goldie Hawn in there, but she's so funny. Honey, you would love Jennifer Simard because she's that like kind of deep-throated, cunty, sarcastic. Like she's our archetype girl.
I need to figure out how to see this without, because I have to visit family. I have to go on a honeymoon.
Ew.
And then I also want to see these Broadway shows. There's just too much travel.
Oh my God, the gay travel.
But I really need to see this. I really need to see it.
Well, you kind of almost saw it if you saw Wicked. Did you?
I did see Wicked. Are we going to talk about things that we watched?
Why don't we hit that music? I'll do it.
Let's do it.
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
What are we watching? Girl, we watching Wicked.
I dressed in all black.
You did? Okay.
But I had a black cardigan, black pants, a green shirt, and a green hat. And then Joe wore all pink.
Oh.
And then two of our other friends, went with two other girls, and one dressed like as Elphaba, one dressed as Glinda. It was really
amazing. Can I tell you a funny story? Our friend Jamie, who was on the show not too long ago, she works for comicbook.com. She's done a ton of comic book movie junkets, interviews. And so she and our mutual friend Jake went to the premiere of Wicked in LA like last week. I thought they went because of Jamie's role in the world of journalism. No, they went because our mutual friend Jake is in the top like 0.001% of Ariana Grande listeners on Spotify, and that's why they got invited to the premiere.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
I'm friends. Actually, the wedding I was saying I went to, one of the people I went with is in that top 0.111%
Really?
of Carly Rae Jepsen listeners.
Carly Rae, not in Wicked.
And you get perks from that. Like, they know about that, and they will treat you to things. That's amazing.
That is amazing. So, Wicked. Do you want to do 1, 2, 3, loved it or hated it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2,
3. Loved it.
Loved it. I mean, it's
I
perfect.
wasn't like... I wouldn't go that far because I had issues. I had some issues.
Sure. I feel like it's the best case scenario of Wicked. Like, it's the best version of Wicked you're going to
I will tell you this, though. I was the only person who liked it.
What? How do you not like it?
Joe did not like it.
Why do you not
And my
like
two friends
it?
didn't like it. And here's why. They are such huge Wicked
Purists?
fans
Oh, shut up.
that it did not live up to the original musical. And for me, I was like, I like the music. I've seen the musical Wicked live.
Yeah.
I like it. But I think I was just like, this was also the director. I did not like In the Heights. I did not like Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great director. He directed the Gem and the Holograms movie, which is
Okay.
an abortion.
God,
So
I
I
forgot it
had low
existed.
expectations. And in the end, I was like, I was not bored. The songs were great.
No,
The
it was
performances
beautiful.
were great. My main issue is the color correction.
Yeah.
Why is
I
everything
can see that.
backlit? There
I
were
can see
some lighting. You could not even tell Elphaba was green.
Yeah.
Because she's just backlit during an entire song.
Yeah.
It's like, this was a Technicolor movie.
Right.
And you're fading everything out. So there was like things like that bothered me.
Sure.
But for me, and this is the other thing I thought both of those performances were amazing. And my friends and my husband did not like Ariana Grande.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I thought she was great.
She hit every note, every syllable, every movement.
They
correctly.
said the singing was great, but they felt the performance was off. But they were comparing it to Kristen Chenoweth.
Too. Oh, God.
And here's the difference.
That I want to talk about.
But here's the difference, I will say. If you have seen the original Wicked, Kristen Chenoweth, amazing, but she plays that character, Galinda, as super bubbly and annoying.
Yeah.
And Ariana plays it similarly to her old Nickelodeon characters. She plays it like an airhead almost, kind of like, what? Me? Huh?
Yeah.
It's a different take. And so they were like, she just seemed kind of like stupid and dead. I'm like, yeah, that's her take on it. I think they were wanting her to be Kristen Chenoweth and be more bubbly and I was like, she just did a different take on it.
I feel like that wouldn't work. Everything that you're telling me about Joe and your friends is like all the stuff that they wanted. That's all stuff for the stage. They want, like, you can't compare stage and film apples to apples, because
but then Joe was fighting
different...
about, guess what, the cinematography and then this, like, the camera direction of how the musical numbers were done. But I liked all of that.
I liked it. I thought Defying Gravity, like the depiction of Defying Gravity was
everybody agreed Defying Gravity was great.
Masterful. The way they broke the song up was incredible, and it gave each verse, each section kind of its own power. It was remarkable. And she is Cynthia Erivo, like, she's so good. She's so on top of it. I can see people like being like not knowing what to. She's so perfect at it. I'm sorry.
And I think she had the best of. I felt she's selling the emotion and singing everything perfectly. And usually those two don't. Usually the more you sing it perfectly, you start losing the emotion.
Yeah, it's a little polished.
Or if you go way into the emotion, you lose the technique. And she has both. And also Ariana Grande and her, when they sing together, the chemistry between them is very palpable, because when they sing together, it's just like, oh.
Really, it's true harmony. The live singing to me made all the difference in the world. The live singing is what put it over the edge for me, because it just, the authenticity comes through, the emotion comes through, like seeing the veins in their neck pop while they're hitting those notes.
Yeah. And I just really thought Ariana Grande was really good.
She was masterful. She was incredible.
I thought she was very funny, which was just so weird. I felt like I was being gaslit. I wish I saw it with you because my friends were not into it. I was like,
every head
and we're all
toss
dressed as the characters,
Oh
and
my
I was the
God.
only one who liked it.
They overhyped it. Every head toss she did, like it was just good physical comedy, good timing.
I thought it was great. Yeah,
she was great. I actually thought like the weakest two, and not weak, but like if there's anyone I wanted more from, maybe it was Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh. Maybe like they were fine.
Well, I
they
think
were good.
the problem is they're actors but not singers.
Yeah.
And so when it came down to them singing, then you had to kind of be like, okay, I know this isn't great, but it's Michelle Yeoh.
But they're
and
doing
she's
great. Yeah.
Like when she's the switch from her like revealing as kind of being the villain.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, she's so perfect for that. I get it, but that one part where she had to sing, I was like, ooh.
You're just kind of like, okay, let's get on with it. Like that's like a fast forward part. Like, like every musical has got a fast forward part for me. Like, like Grease 2. Okay, let's talk about
Grease 2.
Let's talk about
Grease 2 has a lot of fast forwards.
Musical fast forward. What is my ultimate fast forward part? It is when Michael Carrington sings charades, his solo charades.
Oh yeah, no, that's
fast
boring.
forward.
What's the rewind in Grease 2? There's one right answer. What are you rewinding to watch again?
I mean, it's not a whole song for me, but it's Stephanie in "I'll Be Yours" and some.
Yes. The 12 months.
Right.
I'll be yours in winter
when the snow is on the ground. We'll wander through December.
Yes,
and you'll always be around. And every night I hold you tight. Yeah, I know it. I'll be your girl.
I've been watching this movie is filled with my TikToks are filled with this. My favorite now are the people that did not know this was a musical and are hating it. There was this woman with her kid, and she was like, "Why is it all this singing?" And people are like, "It's literally it's a musical." Like, what are you?
This reminds
Why are they all singing? And people are like, "The Wizard of Oz was a musical." Like, even if you're like, "Why can't it be more like The Wizard of Oz?" That had music in it too, dummy.
Do you want to talk about how stupid people are? I just read a story online about a teacher posted that she was taking her class on a field trip to study Thoreau. So they were going to go to Walden Pond.
Transcendentalism.
And the parent just saw the word trans and pulled her. Yeah.
And then we're losing the Department of Education, so it's only going to get worse.
Idiocracy, baby. Idiocracy is the only movie that matters, except for Wicked. Bowen Yang, I thought he was hilarious, and I'm so
great.
proud.
I love that he was dancing in it too. I love that he was like dancing.
He was so
and
good.
Singing.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry, he's the gay. He is the gay.
But I will say, and Tina Fey called it out on Las Culturistas. Because he is now best friends with Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, Ariana Grande. Like, because he's friends with them, she's like, you are going to lose.
Have opinions.
You can't have real opinions on things anymore because you now you're friends with Mariah Carey. Like, you can't give your real opinions.
You can't say what you
anything
think about things anymore. Sorry.
And I was
People
like,
it's like the Tenacious D. Like, as soon as the other Tenacious D guy was like, "Fuck Disney," Jack Black was like, "Hell, sorry, can't be part of that."
I want to talk about something that did not work in this movie: the dance at the dance function. That 5-minute long interpretive dance. No.
With
the hat.
Her solo with the hat in the hat scene.
Basically, where it was like, I mean, I can't remember how. I know it wasn't that long. It was something similar in the musical, but it was like not
she
that
did a
long.
step.
Yeah. For me, it's so much "Can't Buy Me Love." Do you remember "Can't Buy Me Love"?
Oh my god,
When Patrick Dempsey learns the dance, and then she has to like make it cool.
Yeah,
it was reminding me of that. But there's moments where John Chu pulled it too much. Where it became corny.
Yeah.
And not moving. It stopped being moving, and I'm like, this is corny. Like, I wish that could have been an extra song. I wish it was like an extra song.
Right.
Or something like that.
I became one of the onlookers in that all of a sudden I was like, what the fuck is she doing? You know, at first I was like, oh, this is sweet. Oh, wait, why is she still doing this? What the fuck is she doing?
I honestly feel if that interpretive dance was like a minute long rather than 5 minutes or like 30 seconds, it would have been fine.
Like
they just pulled it out, and it just made it real corny. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I also say this movie is 3 hours long.
I know.
And it went by like a breeze.
By fast. It really did.
I think that's for me, that's all it is.
That's an achievement.
If I'm not bored, like, when is this going to end? Then it's a good fucking movie. The end.
Also, Jonathan Bailey.
He's
just
so hot.
He's just the handsomest boy.
But then what about SpongeBob SquarePants? Bach? How?
Ethan Slater.
Ariana Grande? That's the one she went for? I mean, I guess Jonathan
Now, hold on.
Gay, so
I will say this. I just saw Ethan Slater in an interview. Hair matters. His hair looked so good. It was like down in front of his face and curly and like cropped. He looked
It was down covering his entire face?
No, he looked so hot. If you give that boy the right haircut, he is fine.
Well, here's the creepiest thing. Have you seen a side-by-side picture of him and Frankie Grande?
Oh my God, you did say Frankie. No, they don't look that much alike.
They look alike. She wants to
fuck her. Stop it.
Incest is best.
I was so interested in their scenes, though, Ethan and Ariana. I was like, ooh, you two are fucking.
You were so incested into their scenes.
Oh, Frankie Grande.
Anyway.
Wicked's
great.
It's great.
And it's a hit. It's a hit. I was very worried because for me, I think the good thing about this is because this is such a big hit, it makes them realize, we can do big budget musicals and people will come if you market it correctly.
As long as they have a big fan base.
This has a huge, but also their marketing has been genius.
Like, if you do the Fantastics on film, nobody's going to go see that shit. But if you do, like...
Well, yeah, they're doing Guys and Dolls, and I'm like, I don't think that has the same fan base that you're going to get with that.
Only boomers care about Guys and Dolls. I got your horse right here. His name is Paul Revere. Like, nobody cares about that.
You can't beat the dolls.
You can't read
the dolls. Or the guys. You can't read the guys or the dolls.
I do love Guys and Dolls, though. You know who I would want to play?
Just think it's okay. Who?
Adelaide.
Of course.
A poison can develop a cold. In other words. All right.
Do you have you ever watched Broadway HD? That channel,
like the channel,
you can get it on like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I should.
It's pretty cool. Like we have it, and we've been like watching.
Yeah, ooh, I would
like
get
into watch like live productions of like they have like a new Into the Woods, like a later performance of Into the Woods. They have Anything Goes with Sutton Foster. Like it's cool.
I love it. I think it's time we talk about the X-Men.
Yeah, we're talking about ladies with powers. Let's talk about different ladies with powers.
With a focus maybe on the fact that so many of them in the age of mutant diaspora have solo books.
Oh my God. What is this, Blackpink with all these solo artists?
Let's hit that music.
K-pop reference.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
Hey, for the people that like Blackpink, that was a really good joke.
I don't get it, but
you don't know Blackpink?
Trust you. I know who they are, but I don't know anything about them.
There's 4 members.
All female
Three
K-pop
of them,
group, right?
3 of them all have a solo album out right at the same time.
Well, what's the 4th one doing?
I don't know.
Honey,
she's the Michelle. I guess she's going to be a Death Becomes.
Well, Michelle is thriving. Michelle's never been more relevant pop culturally.
Oh my God, we have so many books to talk about.
We have solo books to talk about. We're going to focus on the solo books that have come out first, starting with Miss Conan, Psylocke.
Psylocke
Number 1. Bitch,
I was into this.
I loved this book.
I was into this.
I loved it. Tone, it had it had kind of an edge. Like, it was a little like, we're going to have senators doing cocaine, and we hope you're okay with that. It was a classic trope that I love, which is you need a vacation, and then somebody goes on their vacation and gets into even more trouble than the trouble from which they need a vacation from.
Yeah. And basically, Cyclops feels she's working herself to the bone.
Cyclops is like the chief of police. Like, you're out of control. Give me your badge. Go on a vacation.
So she has to go on a vacation. But in the meantime, she actually... Who is this, like, Oracle? It's like Oracle, right?
So she has a person in the chair, which is a new character, and it's a non-binary character.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Psylocke, in addition to having senators doing cocaine, she has a non-binary person in the chair helping her with, like...
But they're not a mutant,
that goes
right?
with her powers. Maybe, we don't know.
Okay. But I believe she saved them, and now... They're like, okay, I'm finding other
I'm
people
going to look
that
out
need to
for
be
you,
saved.
whether you like it or not. They're kind of like I'm here again, haha.
The other thing I like is it delves a bit into her with Grey Crow. About how we both are assassins, murderers. We did really shitty things.
We both have horrible.
But you know what? We can come to each other and fuck and not be judged.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is nice seeing, because is this I don't count the one vampire one-off. Is this the first Psylocke book where it's not Betsy? Or have we had a Psylocke book?
Oh, well, we had Fallen Angels. Right when Krakoa
what was
came
the one,
out.
the Krakoan one where she was looking for her daughter?
Yeah, Fallen Angels.
Okay.
It was not well received because, like, we just weren't ready for that book at that time. That's my
we're
theory.
just not talking about that daughter anymore.
Well, she did.
Well, she's gone. Yeah, Sinister was like, I have her, and then it was like, well, everything blew up, so she's gone.
And you know who killed her? Emma.
That's right.
Kind of.
I guess no diamonds and butterflies anytime soon.
Oh, not with this one. Not with this butterfly.
But I like that it's delving into her because that's the thing is there was an interesting thing of Betsy when she turned Asian in that problematic storyline, how it then dealt with her and Uncanny X-Force of this former prim and proper British woman who's now murdering people in X-Force. And so I like that now we're kind of resetting and being like, no, this is Conan, and she was raised to be a murderer. And so it's like so it's dealing with her, that struggle of, I want to be good, but I also like killing people. And it's the easiest thing for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah. We're dangerously close to Laura Wolverine, I feel like sometimes, in that it's kind of the same deal. But I don't know, Psylocke solo, like, it introduces us into this world where she really fits. This world is horrific, and she kind of has to do horrific things to match.
Also, I like that this writer is really making it all about the psychic knife.
Yeah.
This is my psychic knife. The totality of my psychic power. What does she always say in
the focused totality of my psychic powers?
Yes, like she's fucking using the fuck out of that.
Yeah. She's like, oh, shut up! It doesn't kill anybody. Nobody here is dead.
Yeah.
But then she takes out her real sword at the end and starts really killing people. Which was great.
I think
this is great.
Yeah, in this, she ends up at an auction, and they're auctioning off mutants to be used as fuel for, what is it, kick? What's it?
For mutant growth hormone.
Mutant growth hormone.
The old standby. Oh, yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's kids? Oh, I'm just going to kill everybody.
But right, and like that's how I knew this was a good story for me, because when they revealed that what was on the auction block were 5 kids, even I was like, oh my God. And then she like sprung into action, and I don't know, it had me. I was invested.
And it was Donald Pierce and a Reaver.
Yeah, and Skullbuster.
Skullbuster ends up taking a shit ton
5
of the
patches of slow release MGH.
And then basically turns into like a Godzilla type thing.
Yeah, and she kills his ass though.
Yep. So this is fun. I
love
down
it.
for it.
Good
Who else do we
soloing. Next, we've got Wolverine. Can you believe it? Wolverine has a solo book.
Next, I didn't read.
Stop.
You explained issue 2 to me, and then I didn't read it though. So I skipped it and went right to issue 3.
This one was really heavy on narration.
Yeah,
I felt, and it was
it.
narration that did not add all that much to the story.
No, it was talking about the inner fight of the Wendigo, of whether he's there or not.
Yeah,
And I was like, just show me.
yeah. This
Stop
could have.
talking about
I really felt like the narration boxes could have not been there, and this maybe would have been a stronger story.
Yeah, right now I'm just not like, what's the point of where is this all leading?
Well,
I
I mean,
just
you know, arguably Wolverine is at his
also-
best when he's helping a kid in need.
Yeah, but you know what I really don't like? Also, I hate Department H.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna do Department H, give us them Hudsons. Give us that drama.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we can move on.
So, yeah, this one's
Okay.
ugh.
Phoenix. Oh,
I
girl.
mean, this one
I thought this issue was okay.
was better than than the previous ones. But I
like
also
where they're
don't
going.
like that they're I'm like, it's almost like she's becoming a different character, where she's now just becoming like an omnipotent being
And won't
of
that be
like
the struggle
cosmic power.
of like how she tries to maintain being Scott Summers' wife while becoming this part of the
But then let's
pantheon.
see that. It doesn't look like they're going to deal with that.
Yeah.
They're dealing with this Adani and her sword, and I'm like, I don't care.
And like Jean, I did see previews where Jean is going to become some sort of like cosmic queen.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
basically they're like, "Oh, you're so powerful, we have to stop you." And I'm like, I'd rather get to the inner. I want to see the like her dealing with Cyclops rather than her dealing in space.
Yeah, but
yeah.
yes, I agree. But on the other end of the spectrum, there were some things in here that I was like, now that's a Phoenix book. Number one, she turned Gore into a star. I was like, now that's a Phoenix book. The best moment for me was when the Galactic Council was like looking at her through the scrying glass, like was spying on her.
Oh,
and then
that
all of a
was
sudden she
good.
turns and looks in and goes, "You know I can hear you, right?"
Yeah.
That I was like, give me shit like
Yeah.
this, where like, oh shit, she is meta as fuck. Like, she's very cosmic. She's very omniscient. I like that.
Yeah. So I do like that. I'm done with the space. The space aspect of it is not interesting me.
Well, the space is the whole thing, girl.
I
So
know.
you may not just like this book. Oh shit.
Yeah, but I would rather her, now she is this cosmic being, now she comes back to Earth. Because it's also like, Earth is a mess. The reason she's in space is because she could fix Earth like that. And they need Earth to be a mess.
Yeah.
And so I hate that she's not on Earth fixing all the mess that's happening that was left.
Yeah.
I guess she trusts that Cyclops can do it. I want her to divorce Cyclops' ass so bad. And then Emma's going to swoop in. He's going to run to Emma, and then Emma's going to be like,
And then he's gonna run to Conan.
oh yeah.
You know who I want Scott Summers with?
Who?
Fucking Frenzy. I want Scott Summers and Joanna Cargill
yeah.
together.
You know what it is? Scott is always with a woman that he's kind of like knows he's not good enough for. Like where it's always he's chasing
They're so
them. He needs to be with someone chasing him for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah. The only time someone chased, did Madeline Pryor chase him? But then she looked like Jean, so that was.
But she was programmed to do so.
Yeah.
He spent all his time with telepaths. Do the opposite. Go with someone who has super strength.
Let's go on to this
fuck you up.
next book.
Oh my God! All right, Phoenix. Oh, bye.
With
Storm.
This, not a lot happens in this. I mean,
Not
there's a
lot.
huge reveal.
It sets up future.
that it's basically
yeah.
like she has 6 hours to live. So you're like, well, all right, you give me steaks. There's some steaks.
because she has radiation poisoning from the power plant.
I'll tell you this though. I don't hate the writing of him. I just hate this doctor.
I loved that scene so much.
This doctor is such an asshole.
That's why I loved it.
And I do think it's funny because basically she shows up at this place to get cured of her radiation poisoning. And he's like, oh, you're an X-Man? I don't fucking help X-Men. And she's like, what? Why do you hate mutants? And he's like, no, you just didn't give me any money. And then she's like, here's a big ruby. And he's like, oh, okay. Oh, by the way, I'm a fucking mutant. He was a mutant the entire time. What a fucking
Do you know why I love
douchebag.
this? Because
Why?
I work on fundraising events for major healthcare systems. I
you
just
run
did
in
one
those
last
people?
Tuesday. So it's all about the donor community. If you do not give an organization a huge donation, they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about you.
They're
So
like,
this guy
what's your
represents-
charity? Your charity is little poor children missing fingers. Well, I did not have any cash in my little fingers, so they can all fucking
He's like,
rot.
he's like, I'm sorry. Do you notice that there's a Fantastic Four wing? There's a Avengers library. I don't see any building with X-Men on the outside. Yeah. Very accurate.
Yeah, so it's basically, that was great. And then she ends up having to go to Dr. Voodoo. That's kind of all that happened.
Oh my God. We all have those Marvel characters that like they're C-list, D-list, but like when they show up, you're like, I love this. Mine is Brother Voodoo. I love when he shows up. He's so cool. Are we calling him Dr. Voodoo now or Brother?
Oh,
I feel like maybe because he was Sorcerer Supreme for a while.
But who's the Sorcerer Supreme now?
Clea. No, Doom. It's Doom.
No, it says Dr. Voodoo in the comic. At the end of the comic when she runs into him.
It used to be Brother Voodoo, which is a little... I'm glad it's Doctor. It's Dr. Doom because of Bloodhunt. He's the Sorcerer Supreme. Clea and Strange had to give him the power to get rid of all the vampires. And then he
I thought you said Doom was Sorcerer Supreme.
Doom.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
But Voodoo, yeah, he was Sorcerer Supreme like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, it's fun. Liking it.
I love this. And Lucas Wernick, his art is so fucking good.
The art is very beautiful.
It's
the
so
art is very
cunty
beautiful,
and great.
but it is not the best art because there's a certain Uncanny X-Men that we're going to be covering as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Wait, really quick. I just want to say, Storm, letting go of her cape, skidding on the ocean, and then, drop kicking a guy in a boat. More of that shit. More of, Storm physically fighting, aided by the elements. Oh, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it's fun. And beautiful.
It's fun. So I think those are all 4 solos, right?
Yes. Now let's talk about some group books.
Let's talk about some group action. NYX. So this is our Sophie issue, and also kind of, I feel like, the culmination of the first arc.
Yes.
The conclusion of the first arc.
And basically, Sophie, I like that she basically betrays her sisters.
Yeah.
And is like, I'm going to be on your side. And one of the big things that happen is she severs, or do they sever from her? I can't tell.
To me, it's like they just get severed.
Yeah, they end
sure
up severing, and then she feels all empty. Because can you imagine having 4 other consciousnesses in your head at the same time, and then it's just nothing? I mean, that is kind of how I am.
I mean, yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't even
Actually,
know.
it sounds like I'd prefer it. But there's some real fascist hints going on. You know, I'm looking at the panel with Kamala's cousin and brother, and they're yelling, "New York is for humans," and I'm like, that literally just happened in New York, the Madison Square Garden rally, America's for Americans only. It's ooh. Anyway, not to bring that up.
But in the end, it was one of them left of it was her cousin and brother. The brother felt it was
the
too
brother
much.
is the one that's like, this is too.
He left. Yeah. I will say, this reminded me of when. It reminds me a lot of that one Uncanny Avengers run that was not good recently, the last one. And Steve Rogers gave that huge speech in Central Park, and then everybody changed their mind.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
No.
Because we kind of are like, if that works, we wouldn't have Trump as president.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, appealing to the logic doesn't work in fascism.
Yeah, nah, it does not. Not sure what does, but we'll get there.
But let's talk about Empath.
Yeah, let's talk about Empath.
Was he... now, it's been 2 weeks since I read it. It looks like he wasn't really manipulating the other cuckoos and
it actually looks like
Keller.
it was more the other cuckoos that were kind of
pushing it,
leading this charge.
Yeah, which that was I like that twist, because I just thought
surprising because Empath is not a leader, right? And in fact, it makes more sense that the Emma offspring would be the one leading him.
Yeah,
going back to his relationship with Emma as a Hellion.
Yeah, and a lot of this was he was actually trying to push towards these fascist tendencies so that they would have an excuse to fight back and murder everybody. I think that's all it was. It's almost this weird of these people that are like, no, let Trump win and let it be horrible, and then we can show them look how bad it is.
Yeah.
Which, but they were able to, because they were able to sever the ties from the which one is it? Sophie was able to sever the ties. She was able to get rid of the influence that the voters, the Assemblymen, that were going to vote for this, making a mutant. It was basically going to make a mutant ghetto.
Influence. Yeah.
So in the end, their plan gets stopped, and now we have kind of like a little team of the NYX characters, and I'm ready for them to be like a team and have a new battle and like have them work as a team. I want to see them working as a team fighting things. I'm excited for that. I also want I also don't like this random boyfriend of Prodigy. He was dating Speed, and now you have Anole who's gay. Let's take advantage of gay characters that could possibly fuck.
Well, hopefully there'll be some drama in our future.
Yeah, I want some fucking drama.
It's about...
Also, he's bi. He's not gay. So he could fuck... Right. Prodigy could fuck anybody.
Right.
I like that his powers made him bi.
Yes.
I think that's also a fascinating thing.
I love that.
The fact that he can pick up on other people's abilities and beings makes him automatically bi.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's great.
All right, what else we got?
We got Sentinels.
This is not bad.
It's surprisingly like engaging. Yeah.
But it's not anything.
I don't care.
It's not exactly. That's what it is. It's not any characters that we care about.
Right, but it's not a slog. It's a good read. These characters feel richer than some of the characters in the more established books.
I do like the idea that these characters... We also see the whole Onslaught thing. It's not a real Onslaught. It really just seems like it was just that one character's trauma from Onslaught.
Hallucination from the technology, from the Sentinel technology that they're kind of imbued with. Like, these people are not okay.
Well, they're all going to eventually die from that technology. So this is like the X-Men Suicide Squad in a strange way.
Yes.
But they're always coming after X-Men. And here there was a great line in this. Sebastian Shaw is the person they're trying to get.
Right.
And they were like, this like Hamilton-looking motherfucker.
This Hamilton-looking motherfucker. That's real funny.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
That was a good joke.
Yeah.
But I do love that they keep shooting him, and he just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and he's like,
bigger and bigger.
What are you doing? And then finally takes the girl with the cold powers to freeze him to like get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that you're seeing bits and pieces of where in Marvel history these characters suffered loss. And, which is their motivation for being on this team. So
they all have been fucked up by different X-Men battles.
One was fucked up in the battle versus Onslaught. I I forget. They revealed another one too, but I forget what it is.
Remember.
But yeah, to me, the biggest development here is that Shaw is now in Greymalkin prison. I love to know where like characters like Sebastian Shaw are currently on the game board, and I like that he's there because you know what I like about this age? We're so used to the central heart of all the titles, you know, being like they're all connected to the school in one way, shape, or form, or they're all connected to the island in one way, shape, or form. Now they flipped it. Now that like the central entity is the prison, is the villains. And there's
but it is still the school that they're all connected to,
right? But it's now like the Sentinels. They're part of that villain program. Sarah Gaunt, she's connected to that villain program. So all the story is flowing out of basically the bad guys' headquarters, which I like. It's a inverse of where we typically are.
Yeah. But this one, it's well written. It's engaging.
Yeah, it's a good book.
I just wish there was characters, more interesting characters. Like I feel like they were like, he's like, can I use this character? And they're like, no,
right,
no,
right. You're gonna have to. So I have to
he's
make
just
up
relegated.
Yep.
Yeah. What else we got?
We got the X-Men. I'm sorry, Uncanny. We got Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone and David Marquez.
The art in this,
David Marquez.
And I
phenomenal.
have said this. I've had
Silvestri.
This is my favorite.
I love it. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. It reminds me of Mark Silvestri from back in the day. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They depict emotions and body movement and body mannerisms. It's not stiff. It's like, you know what it is? This is the full opposite of Greg Land.
Exactly.
Where it's stiff, it's fake, it just looks like a copy from it. Like it just has I love it.
The thing about Greg Land, you know, he traces porn, is like it's meant to be sexy and there's nothing sexy about it. David Marquez, what he has in common with Mark Silvestri is even with all the great range in the art, in the emotion, in the body movements, there's an underlying sexiness to all of it.
Yes. Because it's so fucking beautiful.
It's so beautiful. So this one sees Rogue.
So we have two things happening. Yeah, there's Rogue battling Sarah Gaunt, and then Sarah Gaunt's minions, like a horde of minions coming at the Uncanny X-Men.
And the Outliers, the kids.
And the Outliers. Yeah. And so it's going back and forth between that. And it's really fucked up. Like, Rogue's hand has been destroyed. She's being scalped.
Yes. It's fucked up.
And I will tell you this also. I mean, we'll get to it later. There's a twist in this with her character. Well, I'll just say it now.
Oh, my God.
We were like, Xavier was like, I don't want to have a fucking kid with you. Xavier's an asshole, and that's why she's evil. The twist was, he's like, bitch, you're not pregnant.
You're not even pregnant.
I was like, what? What? You're not even pregnant. Oh, she's just fucking crazy.
She's crazy. And then she got pregnant. She's like, I'll show him.
And then that baby died.
Yeah.
And then it seems like all of that pain and suffer, like a demon kind of took her over.
Yeah. And when she was under that water in the
But basically,
disaster.
Rogue goes into basically almost into the astral plane. She's like about to die.
Well, she's pulled there by Harvey X, the dying child. They were there when the child died from leukemia. Who was like, it was said like he's like a 1 out of 10 in terms of the power scale. No. He actually was hiding how powerful he really was.
In a way, it seems like his brain was so powerful that it was what ended up killing him. In a way, that's how I see it.
I can see that.
Because he actually brought them there. He's like, no, I made sure that you were coming.
Yeah.
And I made sure that I touched you.
Right. So now I'm in there.
Absorbed my power.
Right.
One little weird thing is where he was like, oh, I also have healing power. I was like,
okay.
Then why are you not dead? Then why are you dead?
Right.
That part, it was like, I don't understand why he's like, if he's like, I can help you access Wolverine's power since you were just around him. That was just there was one little thing where I'm like, you should have rewritten that. Yeah. That was weird.
Oh, and by the way, there's another development with Rogue. It's actually what I thought you were going to bring up, which I thought was really interesting. Gail Simone actually said a few weeks ago, the most controversial scene in my X-Men book does not involve a fight. And what she was referring to is Rogue taking diction lessons.
Yes, I was kind of like, what? Why?
Like, it's a little like, what? Exactly. Like, why? It's so oddly powerful to me.
That is a history of, there's a lot of actresses that had to get rid of their Southern accent. Do you know someone that had to take diction and does not talk how she talked as a child?
Who?
Courtney fucking Cox.
Wow. Gail Weathers?
Yeah,
wow.
She went, when she moved to New York or whatever, she took classes to get her Southern accent out.
Wow. Yeah, it is such a good way of showing you that Rogue is not happy with herself. And that she somehow feels that she's not enough, that she's inadequate.
She feels that she feels that people aren't respecting her. They feel like they don't respect her. And she feels they don't respect her because I sound like a dummy.
Because I sound dumb.
But it's like,
no. Because it is such a thing, like it is such a core association we have with Rogue that all of her I's are spelled A-H. Like, it's such
Come on, sugar, what's happening?
But it's something we never thought to look at.
That it bothered her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of gagged that I was like, oh, girl, no, you don't need that. But who's the person that told her she didn't fucking need it? Fucking Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's little things like that. Gail, we see you.
And in between all of this of her trying to discover her own power, to fight back against Sarah Gaunt, we see the other X-Men and the Outliers fighting this group, and it's just really fun fight scenes. It's great,
really fun with these amateur kids.
I really like this group of kids.
Me too.
And that's what I think is, I hate it when it's like new X-Men and you're like, ugh.
But
I'm really into them. I kind of like them better than the exceptional.
Well, what a good segue.
X-Men kids.
Because I don't know, I love these kids too. And in fact, I want these kids and those kids on a team.
Also, is it Kenji, the death one?
Death Dream.
He looks like Joe. He looks like my husband.
I love it.
They kind of have the same hair right now.
So, exceptional X-Men number 3. Now we're getting to it.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to that, does she kill Sarah Gaunt? Yeah, she kills her.
She does?
Oh no, she takes her to the.
Yeah,
no, she takes her to the prison. Oh, okay.
Which I love. I love that Rogue like faces Dr. Ellis and is
so
like,
now
hello.
She's there too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
she's like, if you
away.
try to fuck with me, if you try to do anything, it's fucking over for you, bitches.
And we know that Rogue is going to raid.
Next issue? Is it next issue
I don't
that
know.
they have the battle?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's going to be a crossover with the regular X-Men comic.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
There are certain issues of comic books that after I read them, I'm like, God damn it, I fucking love Emma Frost, and this is one of them. She is such a mess right now. Coming in talking about falling into old. She's like, everyone's falling into old behavioral patterns. Bitch. You're
literally what is this, the Westminster Hellions era for you?
I'm dead. She like
I also love the complicated relationship that these two people love because I think
they're
it's
sisters.
Also
they are
the
now
one
sisters.
thing I want them to we need a moment, because the thing that they are not addressing is she's kind of like, oh girl, you're here hiding in Chicago after everything that happened. When after the Hellfire massacre, those two were like fucking that. Like, we're going to fucking kill everybody. Like, you know what I mean? They were trauma bonded. And the fact that after that trauma bonding, Kitty was like, bye. Emma is like...
I mean, Emma also... Like, Kitty was ready to go. Like, Kitty was like... She had the keys in her hand. Emma was like, I'm going to go get my coat. And then was like, never mind, I'm marrying Iron Man. Have fun.
And then she decided to not marry Iron Man, to go back and help the X-Men. And then her best friend's sister fucking ditched her. And I do love it that it is so obvious that she's like, oh, I just like happen to be here. Oh, I don't know. But it's like, girl, what's wrong with you? And it's like,
yeah, what's wrong with
Emma
you?
Frost is spiraling.
She's spiraling, and we love to see it. And it's so funny seeing Emma Frost through the eyes of these kids. Like, when she introduces her, it's like, oh, Emma Frost, the White Queen. I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. And then they turn and go, did she say White Queen?
Yeah.
Like, Emma's she's so out of step. She's so out of pocket in the eyes of these kids. And yet she's showing up like, I'm the solution. It's so
But also when they show
good.
Kitty Pryde, they fucking fight. They get into a physical brawl.
And Emma's like telekinetically, like, Emma's
I know, right?
In
this.
That's
a little... I mean,
and we've got
showing,
Sophie.
Yeah.
Sophie was very telekinetic in NYX.
I feel like in this new age... I feel that it's like because Professor X
Xavier,
also,
yep.
I think they're now just like telepathic telekinesis are the
it's
same
all brain.
thing now.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. Yeah.
Where if you look back, like X Factor 1, I'm Jean Grey. I only have telekinetics. I can't read a mind. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I wish this book was like weekly. I need this relationship. It's so fucked up. This relationship is so deep and toxic and beautiful between Kitty and Emma, and then these three kids are watching them like, what the fuck? It is so... And I love the relationship between the three kids. Like, I thought they really bonded immediately.
But people are already posting about the wokeness of the pronoun dialogue.
Because none of them were they, them. They were all
but
he,
that
him,
but
her.
I think that's great. I think that's
great.
What's interesting is that you're not, and the funny thing is people are so, I don't understand why people are so angry, because you're just like, what, how did that hurt anybody?
Also,
who
these are Gen
cares?
Zers in the city of Chicago. That's how people in big cities speak.
Because also, looking at the phaser girl, what's her name?
It's Melee.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, "What's your pronouns?"
Right? I mean, even Axo to the emotion, the mood ring. Would have been like, "Are you sure?"
Exactly.
You sure he him? I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love the five of them together. Like, it's giving me my whole life. I love it. I like exceptional, uncanny, Psylocke, and NYX.
You know what this needs, though? And this is what I want. There's a moment of... I'm just going to bring back some nostalgia. There's a moment in the Executioner saga. And the Executioner saga, you remember that, with Cameron Hodge. The thing that was great about that, it was when finally all of the X books finally got together.
Converged, yeah.
Because this was X-Men were in Africa. Everyone thought they were dead. X Factor was doing its own thing, and Cable had X-Force. And so this was the first time where Jubilee, Boom Boom, Richter, remember they were suddenly brought together, and it was like, oh yes, I want these three kids and the Outliers.
Yeah.
I want them because they will not. It's these fucking traumatized people forced to be heroes, like, and then three people like, you know what? I think I want to be like a hero for like mutant kind. Oh my God. I want them to meet because it's going to be a fucking wake up call.
When Calico and Horse Girl meets like Phase Girl, you know, like, oh my God, it's just I can't wait for them to meet. Those are some of the best X-Men stories where disparate characters are thrown into this crazy situation. Like during Executioner's Song, like Wolfsbane was with the New Mutants, Havoc was with the X-Men. Look what happened when those two were put together, and like what that led to X Factor. I go back to the Phalanx Covenant. My favorite example of that, when it's Sabretooth, Emma, Banshee, and Jubilee are the only ones left in the mansion with the Phalanx, like, which led to Gen X. Like that's where shit gets created.
Was Sabretooth good in that? I don't remember.
Well, he was like questionable, but he was trying to survive with the other three.
Right. Yeah. That was right when I was dropping out. I think I read the Phalanx Covenant and then
it's only
stopped
like 4
reading.
issues. Yeah.
No, but I think I stopped reading the X-Men after that, so I don't remember that one.
It's where like the original Blink, like R616 Blink.
Yeah, where she died. That's where she died. Yeah. Poor thing.
Poor little thing.
But this is great.
Like, there are some really good choices now that From the Ashes has settled in. There's some really good choices that I think are being made, considering that now we are in a time of fragmentation, spread all over the world.
Well, also
no direction.
the other member of this team just showed up.
Oh my God,
Iceman!
How can we forget? There's a bottom on the last page reveal, making it the perfect book.
There is a bottom last page reveal.
Saying. Our favorite bottom showed up at the end. Of course, he's in this gay ass book. This book is gay. I mean.
Also, can we, more Emma and Iceman because of the whole her taking over his body.
Yeah, and also her brother.
Oh, that's right. He fucked. Because they're not together anymore. And also, where's Romeo? Can he turn back to human yet? I need to know these things. I need to know where his power set is at.
I need Iceman to be a regular in this book.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Especially because also him and Kitty are still kind of...
Yeah.
There's never been we're cool, everything's great.
Yeah.
Because they used to date.
Yeah.
So they're kind of weird too. I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
I
love it.
So exceptional, uncanny. You're working
NYX,
our pussies out. Thank you.
Psylocke, you're working our pussies.
And Storm.
Storm, you're working our pussy.
Other ones, you're on watch.
You're fun.
Yeah.
We still have new. What do we still have? The Laura Kinney solo. I think that's it in terms of books that have been announced and have not come out yet. We'll see. All right, darling.
Well, that's the X-Men.
Oh my God, that is the X-Men. I blame them for making me queer.
How does that work, Brett?
Because I read their comics, and everyone knows if you read comics, well, then that makes you queer. I figured I would cut that off and do it while I saw your hands.
You missed my wicked ending note.
Oh, sorry.